You have been waiting for permission your whole life, and the person who was supposed to give it is never coming. You thought the signal would arrive when you were ready, then when you were more ready, then when the timing was right, then when the conditions were better. You have been standing at a switchboard that has been live for years, waiting for someone else to open the line. The line was never closed. You were the one keeping it shut. At 14, Andrew Carnegie worked in a telegraph office where, one morning with his boss absent, a death message came through from Philadelphia. The room was silent except for the machine clicking like a mechanical heartbeat. He answered it alone, unauthorized, and 14 years old. No one had told him he could. No one had told him he should. He did not wait for a signal. He became the signal. You have been waiting for permission your whole life. Permission to start the business. Permission to end the relationship. Permission to write the thing you were born to write. Permission to leave the job that is killing you slowly, one meeting at a time. Here is the question you have been avoiding for years. What are you waiting for permission to do? Here is what you will not say out loud. You are not waiting for wisdom. You are waiting for certainty. And certainty does not exist. Every month you wait, you are not standing still. You are moving backward. The version of you that would have started last year is already gone. You have been telling yourself you are preserving your options. You are not. You are spending them. Every day you do not move, the window closes by 1 degree. And you do not notice until the morning the thing you were going to do feels like someone else's life. There is no number that will make you feel safe. There is no certification that will remove the fear. There is no conversation that will guarantee the outcome you want. You have been chasing a condition that has never existed for anyone who ever did anything worth remembering. You confuse waiting with thinking. You confuse delaying with preparing. You have told yourself that you are being careful. You are not being careful. You are being afraid. And you have dressed your fear in the clothes of prudence so you could live with yourself while the years passed and nothing changed. You have a list. Not written down, you do not need to write it down. It lives in the back of your mind where the unstarted things go. The email, the call, the conversation, the decision. Each one has been there long enough that you have stopped feeling its weight. That is not peace. That is numbness. And numbness is not the same as resolution. Every item on that list has a version of you attached to it. The version that would have sent the email. The version that would have made the call. Those versions are not gone. They're just older now. And every month you wait, they age a little more. The question is not whether you will eventually do it. The question is which version of you will be left when you finally do. The version that would have sent the email does not recognize you anymore. He had energy. He had nerve. He had not yet learned to wait. You buried him under years of not yet. He's still down there, still waiting, still holding the wire open. And every day you do not send it, he gets a little quieter, a little further away, a little more like someone you used to know but cannot quite remember. That is what waiting costs, not time. Versions of yourself you will never get back. Carnegie did not wait. He gave train orders without authority when his boss was absent. He was 14 years old. The trains were stopped. The system was failing. He could have been fired. He could have been arrested. He did it anyway. Not because he was reckless, because he understood something you have forgotten. The wire has always been open. You were the one keeping it shut. A telegraph operator does not wait for a better message. He sends what arrives. He does not hold the wire open while he decides whether the words are ready. The message moves through him. That is the job. Not to approve the message, to move it. You have been holding the wire open for years, waiting for a signal that feels right enough to send. Open your phone right now. Your thumb will hover. Your thumb always hovers. Over the send button. Over the call button. Over the door handle. That hover is not caution. It is the wire closing. The signal stopping. You have hovered for years. Today the thumb moves. The wire opens. The signal goes through. Find the message you have been drafting for months. Read it once, then send it. Do not add one more word. Send it while your hands are shaking. That is not recklessness. That is what moving feels like when you have been still for too long. Carnegie did not become decisive when he was powerful. He became powerful because he decided before he was ready. He gave train orders without authority when his boss was absent. 14 years old. The trains were stopped. He acted anyway, not because he was reckless, because he understood that the wire does not care if you are ready. The wire only cares if you are on the line. He built libraries while he was still paying off the mortgage on his mother's house. He gave away his first earnings before he had savings. He moved while he had nothing because he knew that readiness was not something you find before you start. It is something you build by starting. Here is what the telegraph taught him. An operator who waits for a cleaner signal does not improve the message. He loses it. The transmission does not pause while you collect yourself. It ends, and the next operator down the line receives silence where there should have been something. The thing you are waiting to do is already transmitting. The question is whether you are on the line or not. You are not a waiting room. You are a wire. The signal comes through you the moment you open the line. The moment you wait for someone else to send it, you are not an operator. You are just a machine that has forgotten it is on. Look at your calendar. How many conversations have you rehearsed that you never had? How many years have you spent preparing to live the life you are not yet living? You feel the paralysis because you were never meant to wait. The men who built Carnegie's mills did not wait for permission. They built. They failed. They rebuilt. They moved. Then they went home. The decision was always supposed to move through you, not stop at you. The wire has always been open. You were the one keeping it shut. Carnegie answered that message at 14 and never stopped answering. Decades later, $480 million given away. Libraries in every city. Universities with his name. Not because he was born with permission, because he stopped waiting for it before most people learned to spell the word. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, open the drafts folder. Find the one you have not sent. The message, the email, the application, the resignation, whatever has been sitting there with no send date. Read it once. Then send it before your brain builds another wall. Not when you are ready. Not when you are sure. Do it while you are still scared. Do it while your hands are shaking. Notice what happens in the 10 seconds after you send it, before you know the outcome, before you hear back. In that gap between the action and the result, that is where you live. That is the version of you that was always there, waiting behind the waiting. The wire has always been open. You were the one keeping it shut. I move before I am ready. I move before I am ready. I move before I am ready.